Welcome to our continuing series, Questions and Answers for a World in Crisis. Religions, Part 3. From the Mother. Question. Can one realize the divine by this method, that is, religion? Mother. People who carry in them a spiritual destiny, and who are born to realize the divine, to become conscious of him and live him, will reach there necessarily, whatever the way followed. That is to say, even in religion, there are people who have the spiritual experience and who find the divine, not because of religion, generally in spite of it, because they have the inner urge, and this urge leads them to the goal in spite of the obstacles, and through them, everything was good for them. But when these people want to express their experience, they use quite naturally the terms of the religion in which they were brought up, and they restrict their experience, are compelled to limit it a great deal, and make it in some way sectarian. But for themselves, it is possible they may have gone beyond all forms, all limits and conventions, and have had the true experience in its very simplicity. Question to Mother. In the present-day world, do not most people follow some kind of religion? Are they not helped? Mother. Perhaps they have just begun again to follow a religion. But for a long time, quite at the beginning of this century, people had repudiated religion. At least the entire intellectual humanity, because they found it contrary to knowledge. It is only now that there has begun a return to something other than unmixed positivism, that the force is now at work is without a shadow of a doubt. And there is such a great, how can I put it, a very active will. No religion, no religion, no religious forms. Quite naturally, people immediately. So that's why I have left them very free. That was why I didn't insist on building the center first, because that's in fact the cathedral of old, the temple of old, the whole thing of old. Mother makes a gesture of taking firm root. Then everything gets organized around that, a religion. We want no religion. Are all religions mental constructions? Mother. All religions were perhaps not that in their beginning, but they have certainly become that with time. I spoke to you about the novice who wants to pass on to others what he has learned, until the day he sees he has not much to pass on. Usually all religious teaching is based on that. A very little knowledge with precise formulas which are well written, parentheses, often quite well written, end parentheses, and crystallize in the brain and assert, quote, That is indeed the truth. End quotes. You have only to study what is there in the book. How easy it is. In every religion, there is a book, whether it be the Catechism, the Hindu texts, the Quran, in short, all the sacred books. You learn it by heart. You are told that this is the truth, and you are sure it is the truth, and remain comfortable. It is very convenient. You don't need to try to understand. Those who don't know the same thing as you are in the falsehood. And you even pray for those who are outside the truth. This is a common fact in all religions. But in all religions, there are people who know better and don't believe in these things. I had met one of these particularly, one belonging to the Catholic faith. He was a big man. I spoke to him about what I knew and asked him, "Why do you use this method? Why do you perpetuate ignorance?" He answered, quote, "It is a policy of peace of mind. If we didn't do that, people wouldn't listen to us. This, indeed, is the secret of religions." He told me, there are, in our religion, as in the ancient initiations, people who know. There are schools where the old tradition is taught, but we are forbidden to speak about it. All these religious images are symbols representing something other than what is taught. But that is not taught outside. I am not telling you this to encourage one particular religion rather than another. But this is a procedure that seems generous. Otherwise, there would be no religions. There would be masters and disciples, people who have a higher teaching and an exceptional experience. That would be a very good thing. But as soon as the master is gone, what happens is that the knowledge he gave is changed into a religion. Rigid dogmas are established. Religious rules come into being. And one cannot but bow down before the tables of the law. Yet, at the beginning, it was not like that. You are told, this is true, this is false. The master has said. Sometimes later, the master becomes a god, and you are told, God has said this. Note that I'm telling you this because I know that here you are all liberated from religions. If I had before me someone having a religion he believed in, I would tell him, it is very good. Keep your religion. Continue. Happily for all of you, you don't have one. And I hope you will never have one, for it means a door shut upon all progress. There are people who have necessarily to come out of their religion if they do not want to be halted in their progress. But those who have practically no mental activity, who do not ask themselves any questions, who have only an intense devotion in their heart, and an urge to give themselves to something that is infinitely greater. For these, it does not matter whether they have a religion or not. It is all the same. But if one is attached to forms, one can never go any farther. Religion is always a limitation for the spirit. Now, one might say that the need to adopt or follow a religion, or take part in a religion, as one finds it ready-made, arises from the herd nature in the human being. But after all, that also is not good. If they have been clinging to a religion, it is because that religion has helped them in one way or another. It has helped in them precisely something which wanted to have a certitude, not to have to search, but to be able to rest on something solid without being responsible for the solidity. Someone else is responsible. Mother laughs. And it goes on like that. It is a lack of compassion to want to pull them out of that. It is better to leave them where they are. I never dispute with someone who has a faith. Let him keep his faith. I take care not to tell him anything that might shake his faith, because it would not be good. They are not capable of having another. Dear friends, I could continue for pages and pages with all Mother has said about religions, but will close here and recommend that you search our website, Mother and Sri Aurobindo.in. So I close with one sentence or two from Sri Aurobindo. A vital life, quotes, a little higher than the animals, because of some play of mind, with death as its answer, is all that human existence is, as it is ordinarily envisaged. And yet, there is an aspiration for something more. But the religions take hold of it and canalize it into something pointless for life, and things remain as they are. Only a few indeed get beyond this limit.